I'd like to welcome you to a Moonology Oracle reading. Tonight's the last night for the full moon's energy that I can do a full moon reading for this September. So if you're watching this, it's divine timing that that you see this and receive a message. Tonight's reading is going to be about things that you need to let go of, things that are no longer serving you, false beliefs, old way of dealing with things that's outdated. The second card is going to be what the full moon is trying to illuminate for you at this time. What it's trying to bring to light, what it's trying to point out, something you need to pay attention to. First I'll show you the cards. You might want to see the cards. These are the cards. These are Yasmin Boland. She designed the cards. The artwork's by Nixon Rowan. But here's some of the cards. Pretty cards. What's great about these, if you read cards, they don't really have a reverse meaning. Just have one meaning. Anyway, I'm sure you don't want to see all the cards. Or maybe you do. If you do, you can see them in the shop. On Divine Source Connection in my shop, these cards are listed. You can see all the cards. This is going to be a full moon reading for whoever's watching in this moment. So, if you're here, it's for you. And then after I do this reading, I'll let you choose another deck that I'm going to do next. Probably Law of Attraction. If you're interested in the Law of Attraction. If you want to know why you haven't been getting what you've been asking for, I can tell you that. Full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. Whatever's on your mind, whatever you're thinking about in this moment. A win-win outcome is forecast. What is the full moon trying to bring to light in your life? It's time to release negativity. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. And then the final outcome to your current situation or near future trends. I really don't predict the future at all. It's your present energy. Your present energy is what manifests the outcome of whatever situation you're in. Let's see if you can see all the cards. Okay. Full moon in Libra. Full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. Whatever situation you're in right now, you got there with your thinking. It was your thinking that got you to where you are right in this moment. Full moon in Libra, the sign of partnership, of falling in love, of closely relating to someone else. Since full moons are all about climaxes and conclusions, this card suggests that either you're about to start a new relationship, or that an important existing relationship is changing somehow. Perhaps coming to an end or moving to a new level of commitment. It's important to remember that people come to us for a reason and sometimes for a season. If a relationship is ending now, it's because it's the perfect time for it to end. Don't try to fight it. This card can also refer to a professional relationship. There's a sense that you need to balance your ego with someone else's needs. It's a win-win outcome. An outcome is possible if you give and take. If you do compromise, doing so might be the answer to your question. And you need to let go of any energies, anything that's falling away from you. Don't cling. See the other person through the eyes of love. It will change everything. Whenever you see things through the eyes of Source, it changes your whole perspective, because you see things on the one end of the stick. You see only wanted, only love, only perfection. You don't have the judgment. You don't have the judgment. You have understanding and compassion. It's time for you to make a firm decision, though. And you need to look after yourself and not be vain. Avoid vanity. Now's a great time to do something for yourself. No matter when you pull this card, the Full Moon and Libra card, it encourages you to find a balance between your desires and those of the people around you. Balance is a very Librian energy, and the Full Moon brings things to a peak. Everything comes to a peak during the Full Moon. This is actually the last day that I really do the Full Moon readings, because I do them 3 days prior and the day of and 3 days after. Kind of leads to a peak, and then it kind of wanes down. Dramas and upsets bring partnerships to the forefront. Libran energy also is love energy and negotiating. Negotiating is easier. I'll let you think about that for a minute while I prepare for the next card. It's always easier to compromise. It just is. Unless you're being beaten or something horrible is going on, that you just can't compromise with. Sometimes you just get busy doing you. You just let them get busy doing them. It's time to release negativity. When these cards I do, they're so appropriate. One leads to the next. The way they run together is pretty awesome most of the time. It's time to release negativity. Full Moon in Scorpio. If you've been feeling paranoid and acting weird, take this card as a very direct message to stop. Stop worrying yourself. It's pointless. It's time to release negativity that you've been having around the situation that this really triggered. It's time to release the negativity, because if you continue to hold that negativity, you'll create negative experiences. You see, you have everything to do with what comes next. It's how you it's your vibrational transmission right now. It's caused by what you're thinking about here. This past thing that you need to negotiate with. It's time to release the negativity around that situation. If someone's been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them. This card heralds an emotionally intense time, since both the full moon and Scorpio themselves are both extremely intense. It's time for you to feel your own feelings. There could be some nastiness in the air when you pull this card. If that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from that nastiness or anyone or anything that you feel is toxic for you in your expansion, in your growth. What if anyone's holding you back, it's a sure sign you need to cut it loose. You have to grow together where everyone's growing. No one's really stuck. If they feel stuck, it's just because they haven't caught up with the whole of who they are. We all feel stuck sometimes, but we're never stuck. It's just we're unaware of our own expansion. This card can have a totally different meaning. It can mean your sex life's improving, or that you need to make more of an effort in your sex life. Use the magic that you had or have, or that you can tune into. The magic of who you are. You have all of your needs inside to bring about any desired outcome, any desired result you like. It all has to do with the direction of your thought and what thoughts are you giving the airtime to. What thoughts are you manifesting? What future self, what future experiences are you manifesting for yourself? It's better to get it out than hold things in. It's time to move from living fearfully to living joyfully. It's just a matter of choice. Where you direct your attention, what are you focused at, what are you calibrating to? Let go of some grudges that you might have. They're toxic. Let go of something or someone. It's the end of an argument. It's done. The teaching of this card, it teaches the Scorpio has a sting in its tail, and it can herald a vindictive end to a relationship. It can also be a time when you want to be good, but you're naughty instead. It's a time when you want your dark side, your shadow self, maybe wanting to show itself. Full Moon in Scorpio is about a time of magic. If you're thinking about making some magic, it's your time to do it. It helps get over whatever you gotta get over. Press on. A romantic cycle begins. That's nice. Whenever there's an end to something, there's a beginning to into something new. It's a new moon in Libra. It's about balance too. You're having, and look in here, this is the full moon in Libra. And then you know what? It just kind of takes the sting out of it. And it's balance. You see the balance? The new moon in Libra. The full moon, ending, and beginning. And beginning in balance. And the new romantic cycle begins. Give and take could be the answer to whatever dilemma you're asking about. It's a repeat. It's a repeat of what I've already said. It's the give and take. And you know what? I really think it has a lot to do with the masculine and feminine energy. It's the give and take. It's the union of the two. It might not be a relationship with another person. This reading could be a relationship with yourself, between you and you, a balance between you and you, You, your ego self, and then you, the whole you. Is a balance between the two of physical action and physical effort versus manifesting with thought. It's a balance of energy. It takes the emotion to drive the manifestation. And the physical human takes the effort in the physical form, the effort. And you have to balance the two so you don't wear yourself out. Compromising may be called for. It's a time to start negotiating or even renegotiating. When the new moon is in Libra, when it comes up, it's a restart for you or someone else, a relationship. It could be the beginning of something. Full moons are about endings. And new moons are about beginnings. Beginnings. Mm-hmm. If there's a restart for you, this could be the beginning. The case and chances are this will be a healthy and a well-balanced connection. And anything that you do after pulling this card, doing it in pairs is advised, such as teaming up with someone in business or personal life. Libra is a sign of relating. And this card suggests that whoever is at the heart of the issue you're addressing, someone who will be open to talking things through. Avoid being selfish. It won't get you anywhere at this time. Reach out to someone and let them know that you care about them. You need to feel more and think less. You can never think yourself into alignment with what Source knows to be true. You can only feel your way into alignment. If you're not in a place of joy, you're not in alignment. It's your first clue. If you find yourself having negative thoughts, you're not in a place of alignment. You're not there. If you're angry towards someone, you're not in a state of alignment. You're not there. There's a gap. Source doesn't feel that way about the situation. He's not going to join you in your discord. Discord causes disease in the body. Discord causes disease. When you think thoughts that are not in alignment with what Source knows to be true, you cause discord within your own body. Libra is a sign of relating, and this card suggests that whoever is at the heart's issue you're addressing is someone who will be open to talk. They'll be open to talk things through. Avoid being selfish. Feel more, think less. Marriage or engagement is in the cards. A legal matter will go your way. It could mean pay some attention to your appearance, but don't be all about appearances. The teaching of this card is a sign of love and harmony, negotiations, balance, relationships, harmony. So when you have the new moon in Libra, or anytime you draw this card, there's a restart possibility for anything and everything that's connected to partnerships, appearances, and justice. Remember that Libra is depicted by a set of scales. This energy wants to bring things back into equilibrium, back into balance. Now, that concludes the Moonology reading portion I think it looks like I have. Well, there's people watching, so maybe I'll continue. I'll do something else. Something else fun. I have a couple different decks. Here. Let's find out why you haven't been getting what you've been asking for. I'm sure there's things you've been asking for. Maybe you asked for a healthier body, or maybe you're asking for more abundance, or maybe you've asked for a better partner, or any partner, or a new job. Whatever it is, you don't have to say it out loud, but if you do, I can't hear you. Let's figure it out. These are some of my favorite cards in the whole world. Well, I have several favorite cards. And there's lots of cards in the world, so... Why is my viewer not getting what he or she has asked for? Why has my viewer not received what he or she has asked for? And you know what? I'm doing these readings for free. You're seeing a lot of free readings popping up on my site right now. I've been doing this for a while. Normally in person. But during COVID, I started doing a lot of things online. And I realized that it was just as accurate in person as it is through remote. Just as I do healing, I do sound healing, and I do sound healing through remote in groups. Just as accurate and just as helpful. Just as accurate, just as helpful. Why are my viewers not receiving what they've asked for? We're gonna do a couple. Because you're really gonna like these cards. And they're easy to do for me. Who's six? You'll be very surprised. You're gonna get something from this, I'm sure. Positive. Sure of it. I want to show you what deck I'm using. People are always asking and they're interested. This is called Ask, and it is given. I don't know if you've ever heard of Abraham Esther Hicks. These decks are by her. She's a teacher. And, anyway, I have them in my shop. And I'll also link them to my video later. Let's get started. I can really read them in any order, so it doesn't matter. Let's start here. Success is about the joy I feel. That's so true. Success isn't measured by how much money you make, how big your house is, where you get to travel, if you eat organic vegetables, or if you grow your own vegetables, or if you can, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Success, the joy that you feel is by choice. Because you can't wait until everything gets done before you feel joy. You have to feel it now. You can't wait for your kids to go off to school to feel joy, or for you to retire to feel joy, because you're wasting a lot of time to do that. Feeling success for no other reason, or feeling joy for no other reason than just for the feeling of it, and for the vibrational transmission that you achieve by feeling that joy. You actually transmit a signal that's going to manifest beautiful things into your life. I think success is what it's trying to tell you is success is really about how much joy you feel. That's how you can measure your success. Am I happy? Do I feel good? That's success. If you can enter into a state of joy for no other reason than it feels good, not because your partner did what they were supposed to do, not because everyone followed directions, not because everyone's met your expectations. No, sometimes you don't get all those things. Sometimes you just get to feel joy just for the sake of just feeling it. That's success. When you're genuinely thrilled by someone else's success, that means you're right on track of your own success. Success is not about getting it done. The measure of success in life is not in the attainment of money or of stuff. The measure of success is absolutely the amount of joy that you feel. If you enjoyed that, type yes in the comments. So I know people are still on here. Just hit yes if you enjoyed that one. The next card. My greatest gift to give is my happiness. If you don't have happiness, you don't have anything to give anyone else. If you're not in a place of joy, you don't have anything to give anyone else. The first thing you should attend to every day is your own vibrational transmission, your own set point, your thought, your calibration for the day. It should be in joy, because if you leave the house and you're not in a place of joy, the whole day could be hell. And you can put everyone through hell around you. You know, when you drop something, you bend down to pick it up and your glasses fall off your head and you go to reach for your glasses and you drop your pencil. The greatest gift that you could ever give is your own happiness. When people that love you see you happy, that makes them happy. When you're in a state of joy or appreciation, you're connected to the stream of Source. Because Source is always in a state of joy and appreciation. So if you want to meet up with Source, align with Source, well, then you have to align your thoughts with Source's thoughts. And then you're in alignment. It's a vibrational thing. Anything or anyone that you're holding as your object of attention will benefit from your attention when you're in a state of joy. Why haven't I got what I asked for? It says, I will love where I am right now. That's what you have to do. You don't have to love what is. You don't have to love what is, because what is might suck for one of y'all. And it's okay if what is sucks. You don't have to look at it. And it's like you don't teach people not to look at reality. You don't say, you teach people to put their head in a hole. Well, if what you're looking at sucks, I would put your head in a hole. Because if you keep looking at it, you'll keep getting more of it. You'll keep getting more. But if you pivot your attention to something wanted, well then, you're in your power right now in this minute. In this fine minute, if you're thinking whatever thought you're thinking in this moment, if you think one that just feels a little bit better, you can pick anyone. Just pick anyone and just feel that. There's nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. I want to assist you in achieving that. But you have to love where you are right now. You can't hate where you are right now in this moment and get over there. You can't get over there from over here. You have to be happy here. Happy here. And your happiness here in this moment will attract more happy experiences into your life. It's the way the law of attraction works. You can't be miserable here and get to a happier place. Because while you're miserable here, you're transmitting a vibration of misery. The source is hearing your call. The source will deliver. When I reverse the thought, I reverse the condition. When I reverse the thought, I reverse the condition. There is no condition so severe that you cannot reverse it by choosing different thoughts. That's right, it doesn't matter what situation you're in. There is not a situation so severe that by choosing different thoughts, you can't make it better. However, choosing different thoughts requires focus and practice. When you catch yourself having diarrhea of the mind, when you're on autopilot, you're not conscious, you're just going through the motions, catch yourself and say, going through the motions. And if I continue to go through the same 60% of motions that I was going through yesterday, I'll continue to manifest more of yesterday tomorrow and in my future nows. All my future nows will be repeat experiences of a past vibrational transmission that I got stuck in my crawl. To get it unstuck, you can't focus on getting it unstuck. You have to focus on what you believe right now in this moment. Has nothing to do with getting anything unstuck. You were never stuck. You're just now catching up with the whole of who you are. And to believe as you have been, and nothing in your experience will ever change. If you enjoy that, comment yes, so I know that you're here and I'll continue to go. We'll get to the next 4 cards. Why haven't I gotten what I've asked for? I've prayed and prayed for it. Why haven't I gotten what I've asked for? Whatever I can imagine the universe can deliver, can and will. Ask and it is given. Ask and it is given. It not only can, it will, and it always delivers. It's the law of attraction. There are no exceptions to the rule. There are no free passes. You always get what you ask for. And you don't ask for it with your words. It's with not what you said, it's what you mean. It's what you meant. And what you meant is a thought. And it's a vibration. Every thought is a vibration. Your emotions manifest. It's just as easy to manifest a castle as it is a button. It's just that you don't have resistance in a button because it seems so simple. Well, a castle is just as simple. So is a well body, a healthy mind, a job that's fulfilling, joy when there's nothing to be joyful for, to be able to focus in and tune into joy when you thought there was nothing to be joyful for. To realize that it's a station on a tuner, and you just have to tune your dial to a thought that feels better. You know? If you have the ability to imagine it or to think about it, the universe has the ability and the resources to deliver it to you fully. That's right. The universe has the resources to line everything up for you. You don't have to sit and make the cold call. You don't have to do all the work of trying to run around and get everything set up and everyone in the right place at the right time. Run around 285, getting everyone lined up and in the right place at the right time. You don't have to do that. That's not your job. It's not your job. Your job is to line up with what you've asked for. Your job is to not pinch yourself off from what Source has for you. Your job is not to ask for something and then add a but to it, going in the opposite direction. Your job is to make up your mind. Make up your mind to be in control of your thoughts and to be a deliberate creator. Make up your mind to stop having knee-jerk reactions to what is and manifesting unpleasant experiences. You don't have to see it before you believe it. No. Believe it, then you'll see it. It's the opposite. You were lied to. It's the opposite. For it is like a well-stocked kitchen with every ingredient imaginable at your disposal. That's right. That's right. Imagine every ingredient imaginable at your disposal, and you can pick up and mix anything together. They're vibrational thoughts. They're thoughts. The ingredients to your creation are all vibrational. And different thoughts harmonize. Some synergize. Some don't sound very well. Don't work out too well together. And you know it when you're doing that because it doesn't feel all so good. If you're enjoying these readings, I'd appreciate so much if you'll share them. It would help me grow my channel. I'm not charging anything for these right now, but it would help, grow my channel. And if you hit the like button too, it lets me know you liked it. Why am I not getting what I've asked for? The most powerful law in the universe. What is the most powerful law in the universe? I'll give you a hint. It starts with the law. The law. It's the real law. Not of the land, but the laws of the universe. These were put in place by Source. Every thought vibrates. Every thought radiates a signal. And every thought attracts a matching signal. It's the law of attraction, you see. We call that process the law of attraction. The law of attraction says that which is alike unto itself is drawn. That's how that works. That's how I turn thoughts into things. I turn thoughts into things. As an interior designer, I turned thoughts into things. As an artist, I turn thoughts into things. As one connected to Source, I turn thoughts to things through my asking, and my allowing, and my receiving, and then my knowing. It's sifting and sorting. It's feeling your way through. Feeling your way through. I am attracting its vibrational essence. Right. The essence. God knows what you mean. Not what you say, what you mean. It's all vibrational. And those that cannot receive simply because they've not stopped transmitting thought. They're transmitting, receiving at the same time. Half the thoughts that you have in your mind aren't even really your thoughts. Some of them you've received thoughts. You think, well, that's not my thought. I wouldn't have thought that, or how would I know that, It's because you received it. You received it without even knowing, without being in your own way, you see. But if you learn how to turn off the transmitter and to allow the same tower, which is yourself, will become a receiver. And you have to be able to turn it off to be able to receive. You have to turn it off to turn it on, so to speak. Yeah. You got to turn it off, your thinking, to turn it on. You can allow it or not. But the basis of your world is well-being. That's right. Your natural self, your natural state of self, and in all of us is wellness. Our natural bodies are well. We were brought with well minds, well bodies. Our bodies can heal themselves. It's the thoughts that we pick up from others that hold us in separation from our own perfect state of well-being. The law of attraction says that which is like unto itself is drawn. And so the essence of whatever you give your attention to is unfolding in your experience. You are manifesting your own reality. And it's unfolding and you're witnessing it. You're witnessing the manifestations take place. That is why you are here as a spirit in a human body, having a human experience, a spiritual experience through this human body. We wouldn't be able to experience this experience had we known we were spirits. We could only know this had we forgotten who we really were, who we are. And how we do that is through our human conditioning. From being told who we are, to going to school, to being told who we are and how to think, and if you're pretty, or if you're fat, or if you're smart, or if you're a Nelly, or if you're Butch, or if you're whatever. Just all these thoughts and opinions that you've been receiving, and you somehow along the way mistake them for your own, and gave them more validation and more weight than your own thoughts. And then somewhere along the way you started asking everyone else for their opinion about everything in your life. From the food you eat, to the people you date, to the place you shop, and the type of jewelry you wear, and where to buy the clothes, what backpacks do we need to wear this year, I mean, really, people? Really? There's so much more. There's so much more. And you miss out on it when you're worried about things that don't matter. But only some things bring you comfort, but I know for myself, I can spend a lot of money. And it brings me joy for a while, maybe 3 days. But I'm so grateful and thankful that I found joy, and I can be in a place of joy without buying anything or doing anything or expecting anyone to perform a certain way. Everyone's got a different hoop for you to jump through. And if you jump through them for everybody, they'll love you. They'll all love you. They'll love you. But you'll wear yourself out and you'll never get it done, because there's always going to be another hoop. So you have to just Say, you know what? I'm not doing the hoops anymore. I'm done with the hoops. I'm going to make myself happy. I am going to feel joy. And I don't have to, and I don't need you to perform a certain way for me. I'm going to let you off the hook. You're off the hook. You're no longer responsible for my joy. I'm going to be responsible for my own joy. Oh, that's so selfish. You're just thinking about yourself. Well, the person who says that to you is probably the same person telling you that you should be doing what they think you should do. And you should just tell them, well, that's selfish. That's what selfish is. Absolute well-being is the basis of my universe. Yes, it is. Absolute well-being is how you wake up in the morning until you start thinking those thoughts that you think, that pulls your cork underwater and starts to form that separation between you and source. And the more you think about going down a negative spiral, you hold that thought for 16 seconds, and I promise you another negative thought will join it. It will just join right in, and you'll have a whole symphony of negative thoughts, harmonizing, requesting low vibrational experiences into your experience, into your grid of subject. And you don't have to do that, you know. So you might ask, well, what can I do about this? What can I do about this? Well, it just so happens I might have an answer to that too. I'm going to do another reading. It's called Getting into the Vortex. That's right. Getting back in touch with all of your wishes, everything you've ever asked for. Anytime you've gotten into a relationship and it didn't quite work out along the way, you know what? You asked, you filled in the details and you made improvements to what you asked for. You know, you've reshaped it. Maybe you changed it all together and you're asking for something else now. You know, and you wouldn't know what you want if you hadn't come across some shit you didn't want. You know, it's real important to run across stuff that you don't want. It's just as important as running across the things that you do want. Because from the place of unwanted, it's the bouncing off place for a new desire, you see. If it wasn't for that unwanted experience, you might not have asked Source for a new desire. Or maybe you came to believe something that maybe you weren't in alignment with before, but now you're feeling your way in. And now, okay, you ask, why? What can I do to get what I'm asking for? What can I do? 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 What can I say? What can I say? Uh-oh, they stuck together. When they stick together, that's good. It's always good. I like this one too. Oh, these cards. I'll move them down. I want to make sure you're able to see them. Can y'all see them? Let me know. Let me know out there. Say yes or no so I can see. Yes? Can you see? Are you enjoying this reading? Let's see. I always like to look at the numbers, too, to see if there's any synchronicities. Because I always see them. No, I always, it probably won't show me one this time, but... Let's flow with it. Let's go, let's flow, let's flow, let's go, let's go. I want to know. I can get from an unwanted to a wanted relationship. You can get from an unwanted to a wanted relationship. I can tell you how. You take any relationship and instead of looking at the thing like this stick. Let me find a little stick. Let me see. Okay, this is gonna have to be my stick. Y'all have to pretend this is a stick. Okay, it's a stick. Just for today. And this end of the stick is everything that you love about your partner. And here is everything that irritates you, drives you nuts, crazy, makes you want to run away. How you get from unwanted to wanted is you just look at the other end of the stick. That's what you do. Does that help anyone out there? Yeah, can y'all even comment on here? Does it let you? Does this help? Yeah, you look at the other end of the stick. And it's hard to do sometimes. But if you want joy, maybe they're going through something, you know? If you want joy, you can think of all the things that you know that brought you together, all the things that you love about the person. Because as you do that, you're raising your vibration. You're raising your own vibration from unwanted to wanted. And you don't have to go all the way back over. Come over here. You know what? You can say, you know what, he sucks or she sucks. You know, that's just go in general. I mean, you could probably go on and on and on and on, but just saying she sucks, that's just go in general. You know, you're keeping it simple. But as you go on and on and on and on about how they suck, you'll start to gain momentum going in a negative direction, and you'll start manifesting more unwanted experiences from the unwanted end of the stick. You see? But you can stay in the same relationship and just stay, unless it's abusive in a physical way or some gross, something just, ugh. Anyway, we all have our own definitions of that, so. Simply look at the wanted. What makes you feel good when you think about it? Because when Source looks at you, he does not look at everything that makes you broken. He doesn't see any of them at all. And when you do, you form a separation between what Source knows to be true and yourself. So you can even think bad feelings about yourself. I'm not enough. Or I should be further than I am right now. Or I'm not a good parent. Whatever. I don't know what thoughts you're thinking. Whatever it is, you can think a thought that feels a little bit better. Unless, of course, you don't want to. Unless you want to continue to manifest more of what is. If your what is good, I would just set up camp. Keep looking at it. Don't take your eye off of it. But if it's not all that good, I would refuse to look at it. You know, sooner or later your partner will have no choice but to raise their vibration to meet you where you are. Or they'll fade away. The law of attraction there'll be a separation between your vibration and their vibration. They'll form a gap. And either the gap will continue to grow apart, or they'll raise their vibration to join you with yours. Or if you choose them with theirs, maybe they want to argue and fuss and fight, you can lower your vibration with theirs. You could go calibrate to where they're at. And then you can fight together. And you both can manifest more of what is. Or you can just choose to not engage. Maybe you can choose to focus on something that brings you joy. You know, the highest vibration will dominate the room. As you walk away from, yes, if you choose to leave the situation, this is always good to know. This is always good to know. If you walk away from an unpleasant situation, but you don't change the vibration of who you are, you'll walk right into another unpleasant situation. The vibration that's inside of who you are that attracted your partner, if you don't fix that vibration, you'll attract another partner just like them. Different places, different faces, same experience. Different places, different faces, same experience. You can't walk away from something unwanted and not. You must know that you will walk into something else unwanted until you change the vibrational transmission of who you are. And how you do that is by being aware of your thoughts, being aware right in this moment, right now, in this moment. You are aware, you are present. You're receiving what you need to receive. The universe law of attraction is managing my expansion. That's right. You don't have to control your own expansion. You're not in charge of it. You're not pulling any levers. You're not directing anything. It's not your show. The law of attraction is the universal manager of all vibrations. Source is the manager of all vibrations, which expand to everything that exists through the universe. And so, at the time that the law of attraction is responding to the vibrational content of your physical thoughts, it is also responding to the vibrational content of your inner source, right? Because when you ask for something, the second that you ask for it, your inner being, your inner guide, your inner Christ, your inner knowing, your inner source, your inner guide, your inner gut, your knowing, the second you ask for something from the universe, your inner being, your inner source becomes the whole of what you just asked for, has already become what you've just asked for. The improvement in your life that you've asked for, Source has already heard that and has become the vibrational match of your asking and is waiting for you to catch up with the whole of who you are, to become a vibrational match of your new desire. If you're understanding this, type something in the comment. Let me know you're understanding. Or just hit a like or something. Let me know that you're there. So that at least some kind of, okay, those people. Okay, keep it moving. I can stop attracting don't wants by attracting do wants. That's right. How you stop attracting the things that you're attracting in your life. Okay, let's say it's something that is unwanted. Sometimes that unwanted thing that you are attracting, it's very hard to stop thinking about that thing you're not supposed to think about, right? It's real hard to stop thinking about that thing you're not supposed to think about. But how you do that is by choosing a thought that you do want to think about. A thought that feels a little bit better, right? Any thought, pick one, okay? And by focusing your attention on what you do want, you stop the momentum on the things that you don't want. That doesn't mean all unwanted things are going to stop coming into your existence. No, it doesn't work that way. You've got momentum because you've been thinking those unwanted thoughts for quite some time now. So you've got some speed going. You've got some thoughts going. You've got momentum. Thoughts have joined thoughts, have joined thoughts, have joined thoughts, and you have become the vibration of that. The question is, are you a vibrational match to something that you want in your life to experience now and more of in the future? Because your future is all happening right now. Your future now experience is happening right now. Or what you're manifesting, is it something that you love, that you adore, that you want more of, that just makes you feel good when you look at it, makes the hair pop up on your arms? If it's that sort of thing, take a picture of it and set it next to your bed. Just look at it before you go to sleep. That would be a good idea. Anything to stop thinking about that thing you're not supposed to think about. That thing I told you not to think about. That thing just now that you connected with it, you're not supposed to think about. That thing that's unwanted. In order to win this, you need to think about things that you want. If you don't win this, you cannot rid the world of things that bother you. And you have got to rid your vibration of things that bother you. That's what you got to do. You can't rid the world of things that bother you. We all have things that upset us a little bit. You know what I do? I don't watch television. I haven't watched TV in 12 years. And I think if anything's unkind, it's filtered out. So I don't have to deal with that. And if what I'm doing, if I'm not having fun anymore, I hit finish and I stop. I'll go do something else that I enjoy doing. But I like to stay in joy. I move from one joyful experience to the next. And I can control that. Because I can control how I feel. You see. And if you use your feelings as a compass, your feelings will not let you down. Like another human might. Your feelings, your knowing, that's you. That's your source. You have to listen to yourself above opinions of others. You can't get rid of all the unwanted things around you. That's like calling a cable company and telling them, well, I only watch 2 channels out of the 100 channels that I have on this box, and I want you to take all the other channels off because I don't watch them. I just want them all deleted. I just don't want them on there. No, ma'am, just don't tune in. Tune into the 5 channels you're interested in. Tune into the joy, the compassion, kindness. Tune into wellness and appreciation. Tune into abundance. Tune into the power that creates worlds. Allow it to move through you and direct it and to manifest deliberately rather than going through life reacting to what is, your knee-jerk reactions to life, creating more of the same experiences you're reacting to begin with. My relationships are supposed to feel good. Yes. All your relationships are supposed to feel good. That's the truth. Every single one of them. Source would not have designed it any other way. And if it doesn't feel good, it's because you're not seeing it through the eyes of Source. That's the answer. First of all, he wouldn't be angry at this, or he would not be angry at the person He would have compassion for the person. That's an alternative. That would be in alignment with Source. When you feel angry inside, it's not the anger that's causing the tension in your body. It's the separation between love and hate that causes tension in your body. Between wellness and sickness that causes tension in your body. Because you're out of agreement. You're out of alignment. You're speaking out of turn. Your life is supposed to feel good to you. Before your birth, you knew that. You knew that was primary component of your physical experience when you came into this body. When you were a baby, you knew that you were supposed to feel good. You laughed, you cooed, you looked at things that other people thought weren't even there. There were spirits. You could still see spirits because, well, no one had told you that it wasn't true, it wasn't there, or to shut your mouth or to stop it. That no one had talked you out of it, you see. You were still in love with yourself. The baby that coos in the mirror, licks the mirror, loves itself, until somebody told you that you weren't lovable. Until somebody told you that you weren't worthy of love and belonging. Before your birth, you knew that your primary component of your physical experience that would offer the greatest value for your personal and our collective as mass consciousness, expansion, and joy would be the relationship that you would experience with each other. It was your plan to relish in the diversity of our relationships and to choose from the details, from the buffet, from the deliciousness, from the selection, the details that would make up your creations and why you're here and who you are. My relationships will change when my vibration changes. That's exactly right. That's what I've been saying. Your relationships will change when your vibrational set point has come into balance. When you've updated your vibrational transmissions. The new earth will not support low vibrational beings, low vibrational energies. When I say low vibrational, everything low vibrational is emotions below the horizon line. Love, hate, despair, unforgiveness, distrust. Everything opposite what you would think would be the kingdom vibrations. The kingdom above the horizon line, where the sun is, the light, where the light is. What would you suspect would be up there? Well, it would be emotions like love, kindness, compassion, oneness, wholeness, wellness. You can look up the emotions, Google the emotions. They'll tell you what hertz vibration each emotion has. Depending on the thoughts you're thinking, you can look up you can see what you're transmitting, what vibration you're transmitting. If y'all like these readings, please come to Divine Source Connection on my Facebook page and like and follow my page. It would also help my business. We appreciate that. I'm sharing a lot of this. All y'all are all my friends and family. Most everyone on this page. So Since it's also public, it will be public. So this is practice for me, I guess you could say, on video. You are living in a time when fewer people will attempt the impossible task of pushing the unwanted far enough away that they will be left only with that which is wanted. We're not living in that time. None of us can push unwanted so far away from us that all we have is wanted. It's just, we're not in that time. It's impossible. But you know what? You can focus your attention on something wanted. That is not impossible to do. And it could be a little kitten. It could be focusing on a part of our body that performs beautifully well, that we couldn't ask for better. Or you notice the part of your body that's well, it raises your vibration. And in raising your own vibration, bring elements in your physical being. Also, it raises the vibration of the unwanted energy in the body. Also shifts. Without your direction, without your attention, just by focusing on your left foot, that works beautifully. But if you're staring at a right foot that doesn't work so beautifully, and you're calibrating to sickness with your mind, you see, you're calibrating to a lame foot. You're calibrating to a lame vibration. But if you calibrate to the foot that's wellness, calibrate to wellness, a problem and a solution are not the same vibration. They're on opposite ends of the stick. Same with wellness and sickness. It is time when more people will come to the realization that what they have been seeking is not a change in the behavior of others or in the in the world outside of them, over which they have no control, but instead an understanding of their own vibrational relationship with Source. Yeah, everyone, there's as many roads to enlightenment, as many paths as there are people. There's no one way. And it's expanding, and people are becoming more aware, and through their awareness and their appreciation and gratitude for the becoming and expansion of the now, of what is, you allow for more, faster, without your direction, without your thought, without your control, just by you entering a state of allowing and being receptive. You can't control anything out in the world. No body, no situation. Can't control jobs. Can't control people. Just can't control nothing. Only thing you can control is how you feel. That's it. So you can choose to feel well, or you can choose to feel sick. You can choose to feel fear, or you can choose to feel fear. Have faith. Have faith. You know how you stop fear? Stop doubt. You know how you stop doubt? Stop it before it starts. Get out ahead of it. Should I leave or should I stay? What if anyone's asking themselves that? You know, because that was in the Moonology reading if you were here earlier. If not, you can watch this video again later. I'll publish this video so you can see the beginning. And should I stay or should I leave? It's a very empowering to discover that your pattern of thoughts do not have to follow your current situation. Your pattern of thoughts do not have to follow your current situation. Okay, your pattern of thoughts are your unconscious thoughts when you're on autopilot. And what it's saying is that you don't have to continue that way. You can choose to be more aware. You can choose that when you're having a bad thought, to catch yourself. Oh, there I went again. I was having that thought, that thing I wasn't going to think about. But you know what? Here, I caught myself, and I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to stop myself in the tracks, and now I'm going to think another thought. And then you can give yourself appreciation and be grateful that you were aware enough to catch that, where before you might not have been so aware. But now that you are, you can do something about it, you see. We do not recommend taking the physical action of leaving a relationship without deliberately coming into thought alignment with the new desires that have been born out of your current relationship. It's very empowering to discover that your patterns of thought do not have to follow your current situation. Meaning, if you had patterns of thought in a past relationship, and you're in a relationship now, and you're starting to notice the same patterns of thoughts, or you're leaving one type of a relationship, work relationship, physical relationship, friendship, you're leaving one for another. You don't have to take your past thoughts, the repetition, into your new situation. You can choose to live a different way, from a different point of consciousness. Being aware of the thoughts that follow you from situation to situation. And therefore your current situation on all subjects can change. Right. Every thought is where you last left it. Every problem is where you last left it. Every conversation was where you last left it. Your memories, your traumas are where you last left them. You can choose to pick them up and activate them where they are. But when you set them back down, you need to leave them in a different place. You can't leave them in the same spot. That would be like telling the same story over and over again about the same trauma, right? When you go to talk about the trauma, when you tell the story, you have to tell a new story, right? Instead of the trauma was maybe at a certain time, something happened, maybe you didn't have the tools to accept it and to understand it and to just be with it, that you have now in this moment. You have another set of tools that you didn't have then. And now when you activate this subject, you now can see why this experience was manifested by asking yourself, what was this here to teach me? What was this here to teach me? And see, you're shifting it from the trauma. You're going to shift it from the trauma to the wanted end of the stick, which was how you expanded, how the situation caused expansion in your experience, and how the experience caused you to ask for more, and now you're more sure, and you have more clarity, and you've got more details, and you've got a more focused, pinpoint view of your asking. You're more in tune with that what you ask for. You're more aligned. You're more in the becoming phases of the manifestation. The transmission first is manifested within you in physical form, in an emotional form, in a vibrational form. It's a vibrational form is prior to the manifestation in physical form. So you can feel that it's done and know that it's done before you can hear it, taste it, smell it, taste it, touch it, all those good things. You can already feel it have been already complete, and how you can, the feeling that you feel of it being complete and being perfect, that feeling itself is the vibration that thrusts that into a manifested form. It thrusts. It's like the engine. It's the engine. I think I can. The little train, I think I can. Well, really, yeah, you really can. You can think you can do just about anything, and you can. My true success is measured in my alignment. That's true. Your true success is measured by how much joy do you feel. That's how I would measure my success every day. How much of the day was I in a state of joy? You can be in a state of joy when you're doing laundry. You can be in a state of joy when you're doing the dishes. You can be in a state of joy when you're picking up after someone. You can be in a state of joy when you're cooking or just sitting, staring at the sky. You can be in a state of joy. It's what are you giving your airtime to? Thoughts that don't feel joyful, or thoughts that do feel joyful? Like, rate yourself 50-50, 40-40, 60, 70-30, 20, or you enjoy 10% of the time, 50% of the time. You know, the more you're aware of how you feel, your feelings, your compass, your feelings, how you feel, is how you know what you're going to get in the future. First, how does it feel? Second, what am I getting now? What am I getting right now? And you have to work out the calibration between what you're getting right now and what it is you really want. And you have to fine tune your instrument to where you can tune into joy. Just like that. It's a vibration. Alignment with Source, being inside your vortex of creation, becoming one with the true expanded version of you. Yes, the you and the you. Becoming one. The unification of you and you. And yes, in this state of alignment, all good things must come to you. Every rocket of desire, everything you've ever asked for, every rocket you've ever launched will be fulfilled. True success is not the attainment of things, the achievement of tasks, or the achievement of financial abundance. I know a lot of rich, miserable people. And I know a lot of people that don't have a whole lot, but they're so full of joy. And I don't know people who'd give thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars if they could trade them. But most of them wouldn't trade their joy for money. They've been observers. And also calibrating to poverty, some of them. Grew up in poverty, looked at poverty, you become the vibration of poverty, and you receive experiences in your life that are all on the same grid as poverty would be on. And just use your imagination, but don't hold any one of those thoughts for too long. Maybe just scroll through it real quick. True success is not the attainment of things. True success is in the coming into alignment with who you are. Yes, selfishly aligned with your own dreams. Selfishly aligned with receiving clarity for your next step. You have to be selfishly aligned with receiving and being the vibration of confidence within yourself and not relying on others' opinions to bring you confidence. You need to be selfishly aligned with your own knowing and with love. Aligned with the love inside of you, the source inside of you, that hears your every asking, your every wish, your every desire, who harmonizes with your gratefulness and your appreciation, and harmonizes with your love and can hear your call for love. He hears love. He hears kindness. He feels, maybe not hears, feels the vibration, the ripple of your thought that vibrates from you like a ripple going out into the universe. Ask, and it is given. Ask, and it is given. Our opinions about our children can influence their behavior. That's right. They'll meet your expectations. If you have low expectations of them, they'll meet you there. If you're constantly pointing out the things that they're doing wrong, well, then you're a vibrational match to wrongness. Do you want to be a vibrational match to wrongness, or be responsible for them being depressed and sad? Not that anyone can really be responsible for the way other people feel. Everyone really has to take responsibility for how they feel. We want to make someone else responsible. Well, it's your fault. It's your fault I feel this way. If you had done this, I wouldn't feel this way. No, that's not right. It's my fault I feel this way. Because I'm choosing to look at something unwanted, and I'm continuing to manifest more of it, and it's no one else's fault because nobody can interfere in your manifestations. No one can think your thoughts. Only you can. The more you see things in your child that you do not want to see, the more of that you will see. That's why if you look at anything long enough and you want to find unwanted things, you will. But it's so easy to turn it around and start to look at everything that makes them wonderful and special. And you know what? Really calibrate to that. Doesn't that make more sense? But people want to pick sometimes and pick and point out unwanted, point it out. It's almost like you want to make it grow. You want to make it bigger. There's always something beautiful and wonderful in everyone that you could put your attention on. And it would make you feel better in doing that. And you know what? It would make them feel better too, because they could feel. When you hold judgment, that's a vibration. People can pick it up. It's the difference between going into a room where they're having a party and feeling the energy of the space, and going to a funeral home to a funeral, walking into that space. You just feel the difference. It's an energy. It's an energy. This is actually true of all your relationships, but since you think about your children more than you do most anyone else, your opinions about your children play a greater role in their behavior. Your opinions are vibrations. Your opinions are thoughts. Sometimes I say, you know what, I just don't have an opinion. Believe it or not. I just don't have an opinion. I don't have enough information. I don't know. But you know what the truth is? It's not something I want to gather information about. I don't want to know. Some things you don't need to gather information. The more and more information you gather, it depends on if it's something it's wanted or unwanted. That's always the question. Wanted or unwanted. Wanted or unwanted. Well, have you ever had runestones done? We're about to do a runestone class. Interesting. Stay tuned. Of course, it's probably not going to relate to every single person that's viewing. I wish that I could do reading that related to everything. Well, I guess I do some. We're going to see what I can get with this. Okay, that's how we're going to do it. These are called runestones. Have you ever seen runestones before? If yeah, just hit yes or something. Oh, at least I'll know. Or okay, I'll get started with this. It's hard to see the camera at all when I'm all the way down here. I don't need these because they're face down. This is your current present now moment right here, and this is what's next. And as they're further away from me, it's more to the future. The closer they are, the more present. But the center is always the now. This is closer. This is further away. So now you get it. Okay. This is about, the center is, this is flow. This is further down the road. And this one I will do the next. Separation. That's where we are. Which was also in the Moonology reading that I did earlier, the first portion of the reading. And this is the third. I did the Law of Attraction. I did Why You Haven't Received What You Asked For. And then I did getting to the vortex, how to receive the things that you've been asking for. And then now this is called our runestone reading, and this has to do with the now, and this is separation, just like in the Moonology reading with separation. What do I want to cover next? Retreat. Retreat. Property or inherited possessions. Native land. Retreat. Separation. Page 92. Bear with me, I haven't done one of these in a while. Separation. Retreat. Now's the time of separating paths. Old skins must be shed now. That's old, outdated thinking, human conditioning, things that you were told about yourself no longer serve you. They don't fit the mold. Lies that you were told about who you are. When this rune appears in a spread, a peeling away is called for. A peeling away of the onion. Where people are going through that in the awakening. We're all peeling away the onion. Included in the cycle of initiation, Othela is the rune of radical severance from who you were and who you are and who you're becoming. It's a severance from your past and everything that you thought was true. Othela is the rune of radical severance. The proper action here is submission and quite probably retreat, knowing how and when to retreat, and posing the firmness of will to carry it out. Real property is associated with Othela, for it is the rune of acquisitions and benefits. However, benefits that you receive from it could also be benefits you receive from inheritance, maybe derived from something you must give up, such as surrender can be particularly difficult when that which you are called upon to give up or abandon is an upset of your behavior. Right? Might not be a person at all. It could be that old outdated beliefs. Old thinking that doesn't serve you. It could be an inheritance of beliefs that you received from your parents or other people around you in your clique. Or some part of your culture inheritance. For then you must look closely at what, until now, you have proudly claimed as your birthright. You might realize that I'm not who I thought I was at all. And you might realize that your birthright is to feel joy and to have a joyful life. You are not here to suffer. Your birthright is to feel joy and have peace and connection. You inherited compassion and kindness. It may be something you need to align with. You have probably proclaimed whatever it is, your attachment to, your position in society, or the work you do, even to your beliefs about your own nature. The separation call for now will free you to become more of who you truly are. Okay. Hope y'all enjoyed that one. Hope that y'all, each one of these readings, you feel a different energy, but I think you're gonna get this is a good flow. It's a good flow going. This is going to be my last one, too. I'm tired. Okay. Degas. Degas. This is what's coming up next for you. Degas. It's a breakthrough. You're having a breakthrough right now in this moment. It's about self and the human race. About self and the human race. Here is the final rune belonging to the cycle of initiation. Drawing Degas marks a major shift or breakthrough in the process of self-change, a complete transformation in attitude, a 180-degree turn for some. This transition is so radical they can no longer continue to live the ordinary life in the ordinary way. Because the timing is right, this outcome is assured, although not, from the present vantage point, predictable. In each life there comes at least one moment which, if recognized and seized, transforms the course of our life forever. You can do that right now today with your thoughts. You can choose joy. You can choose joy now, and then once you retire, you can choose to be more joyful, if you like. The timing is right, the outcome is assured, although not from the present vantage point. Predictable, in each life there comes at least one moment. You will be recognized. You need to seize the time. It will transform the course of your life forever. Rely, therefore, on radical trust, even though the moment may call for you to leap empty-handed into the void. Yeah, that's where you go after the dark night of the soul. The void is the place between where you were and where you're going. And it's a place where you don't know who you are anymore. You don't know who you are because you can't cling to a label anymore. COVID, you know what? A lot of people, when they take their labels away, and they ask themselves, well, what if I'm not a teacher? Who am I? Well, if I'm not a doctor, who am I? If I'm not a server, or if I'm not a nurse, or if I'm not, who am I? What am I? What am I? What is my purpose? Right? Well, when you enter the void, you go to a place where you have no label. There's no position, no title, no box. For some, the transition is so radical they can no longer continue to live an ordinary life. Because the timing is right, the outcome is assured, although not from the present vantage point. In each life there is that time, one moment, that you'll recognize, you'll be transformed. Rely therefore on radical trust, even through the moment it might call you to leap empty-handed into the void. With the ruin, your warrior nature reveals itself. If Degas is followed by the blank ruin, the magnitude of the transformation might be so total as to portend a death. the successful conclusion of your passage. A major period of achievement and prosperity is often introduced by this rune. The darkness is behind you. Daylight has come. However, as always, you are reminded not to collapse yourself into the future or to behave recklessly into your new situation. A lot of hard work can be involved in a time of transformation. Undertake to do it joyfully. Yes, you can go through the changes joyfully. You can choose joy. And I wonder if I will draw a blank rune. If I did, that would be just really odd. Not really. No, it's not a blank rune. This will be the last one. That's it. Defense. Yew tree. Y-E-W, tree. A bow made of yew. Magic rune. Avertive powers. Runic calendars or prime staves. We are tested. As we are tested, we find the power to avert blockage and defeat. At the same time, we develop in ourselves an aversion to the conduct that creates stress in our lives. If there appears to be an obstacle in your path, remember that even a delay may prove beneficial. Do not be overly eager to press forward, for this is not a situation in which you can make your influence felt. Patience is the counsel. Nothing hectic, no acting needy, or lusting after a desired outcome. This rune speaks to the difficulties that arise at the beginning of new life, or a new creative project, the beginning of your power, your clarity. And else is a time of waiting for a spring to fill up with water. Yes, through your alignment in the state of allowing. It's in the state of allowing. For fruit to ripen on the bough. Yes. We're a tree full of flowers, and each flower is another personality. Each incarnation is like a flower, an experience, a contract. Once your tree fills with flowers, the flowers turn to fruit. Are you a fruit? Or are you a flower? Perseverance and foresight are called for here. The ability to foresee consequences before you act is a mark of a profound person. The rune is saying, for even more than we are doers, we are deciders. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, make a decision. The 5-second rule. The 5-second rule. It's a great book. Mel Robbins, 5-second rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, make a decision. Because when you're trying to decide, you're calibrating on one end, then you're calibrating on the other. Then you're calibrating on one end, then you're calibrating to the other. You're sending mixed signals. You're going to get more of the same. You have to decide what you want, choose our vibrational set point, refuse to leave that end of the stick. For even more than we are doers, we are deciders. And once the decision is clear, with intent, the doing becomes effortless. Right. There's no efforting, action, work. You create with thought. You manifest with thoughts. Receiving this rune, you are put on notice that through inconvenience and discomfort, growth is promoted. And this may well be a trying time, certainly this will be a meaningful time for you, as the wood of the yew tree becomes the bow of a spiritual warrior, so the obstacles on your path can become the gateway to a new life unfolding. Set your house in order, attend to business, be clear, and wait for the will of heaven. You don't have to suffer and go through a lot of pain to feel to finally decide to feel joyful. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to suffer to get there. Some people do have to suffer to wake up, but you don't have to. You can choose to wake up right now by being present with yourself, with your thoughts. I hope so much that you've enjoyed these oracle readings, and I hope to see you next time. Please go and follow me on Divine Source Connection on Facebook, Divine Source Connection. Really appreciate that. So you'll get notifications when I do these readings. So when I stop doing the readings on my Shamanetta page, you will still be able to see them. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.